Hello and welcome to Happy Catastrophe. I'm Candice, or Sister Minh Bao, and I'm the voice behind the hands of Happy Catastrophe. And I have recently received and purchased some new things. So, because I like to go through books in hauls, I'm probably going to split this up into a couple of little things. But today I want to show you an eBay purchase that I got, and then 2 Happy Mails. All right, let's start with the eBay purchases that I got. And that is, these. So, yes, Good Wives and Warriors. So you did see a finished page in October out of this one, Escape to Shakespeare's World. And in my October finished pages, which I just released, this is being released the next day. Don't mind me, I'm looking for a towel because I have sticky fingers. I just had some ice cream with Jack. And you know, Doodles always says, before you start your artwork, you must wash your hands. And we do what Doodle says, because she was an art teacher. So, Good Wives and Warriors is the collaboration of 2 folks. It's Becky Bolton and Louise Chappell. And I've always been interested in their books. They graduated from the Glasgow School of Art, and they have spent a lifetime experimenting and collaborating on things. Installments, museum pieces, and also coloring books. So, there's more than just these 3 that they've created, but these 3 are the little tiny ones. A regular book, well, here's Geomorphia, here's a Kirby. Look how much smaller it is. I mean, it's the smallest books I have. It's small like a Rita Berman book. They're just tiny. And all of these books, there were 4 books in total, cost me $20 off of eBay. So I thought it was a really good deal. And I've always been fascinated with these books, but didn't know if I would love them. And I've seen a lot of people color out of them. So I decided, you know what, I am going to check these out. And I'm so glad I did. They're printed by Puffin Classics, and they have fantastic paper. Thick, toothy, really beautiful paper. This was printed in 2016. And we're going to go through this one. This is the Escape to Shakespeare's World. And actually, I did say in my finished pages that this was my favorite book out of the 3, but I've been looking at them. They're all really good. There's old Will himself. Now, I have done a lot with Shakespeare. And all of these pages have a quote and then the play that they're from. And this one's from As You Like It, which is a play I particularly really like. Here's Romeo and Juliet. Isn't that neat, the whole stage? I've spent a lot of time with Shakespeare in that I was introduced to Shakespeare a little bit in high school, a little bit in college, although I was an English lit major. We didn't do much with Shakespeare. But as an artistic sign language interpreter, when I was doing a lot of artistic signing, I was hired by a Shakespeare company to do blocked in on stage interpreting. And so I had to really, really learn Shakespeare, and I developed a passion for Shakespeare. So now I love it. And every now and then I pull out my giant tome of Shakespeare plays and I read them. I think they're fantastic. Once you understand his style of writing and his English, they're a lot of fun. So all of these are great. This is still from Romeo and Juliet. And then there's always a quote that has to do with the page. And Isn't this artwork great, though? Oh, I love this page. Did ever a dragon keep so fair a cave? That's from Romeo and Juliet. It's very detailed, but very good paper. It can handle alcohol. No, not alcohol, because it's double-sided. Acrylic. It can handle acrylic markers, you know, any kind of felt pens, paint. It can handle paint, water mediums. This is Thus with a kiss I die, the Capulets and Montagues. That's the end of Romeo and Juliet. Right here. Great opportunity to color jewels. What I have found is that because these pages are so small, I don't mind that they're really detailed. They don't take very long at all. Here we are, The Tempest. This is the play that I colored a page out of. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it. I always forget that's from The Tempest, and I forget that's from Shakespeare. Isn't that neat? Here's the one I colored. You guys saw it in my finished pages. I had so much fun doing these 2 pages. Just so much fun. This was all done with 5 acrylic pens, one being a shiny gold one. And then I took black acrylic and just kind of drew odd shape to make it look like it was splattered. But it just took me 2 days to do it, and I was obsessed. I could not stop working on these things. Just really fun. The paper's just fantastic. Nothing bled through. Now I will believe that there are unicorns. This is from The Tempest. Isn't that neat? There's the ship rocking in the waves. Yeah, really cool. There's the ship in a storm. Now I would give 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Oof, look at these midnight mushrooms. And you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms from The Tempest. I don't know. These really busy, repetitive pages to me, it's not something I usually want to color, but I guess maybe because it's all contained in a small package here, I'm just obsessed with them. I just want to do them all. Just get some small nibbed acrylic markers and just go to town. Oh, here we are in Hamlet. There's the skull. There's a quote from Hamlet. To be or not to be, with actual bees. And I love this one. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. I don't know if that's supposed to be his father, right? That his uncle killed. I'm not sure. I like it though. And look how beautiful this is. There with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples. It'd be fun to do this page in purples. Just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Doubt that the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. Hamlet. Beautiful, huh? They picked really neat quotes. Denmark for Hamlet. These giant fish in there. Very stylistic, very fun. Very, very fun. I have so much fun doing this. Ah, we've moved on to the Merchant of Venice. Oh, is this Venice? This is Venice. I bet this is Venice. All that glitters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. I think this is glue bound, so I need to be careful with me cracking it open. I love the Merchant of Venice. Here's all the boats. Totally iconic of Venice. The moon shines bright in such a night as this, when the sweet wind did gently kiss the trees. Beautiful. Again, and look, they're masks. Again, I would love to just take some really fine line pens and just go to town. Oh, this must be yep, it's a Midsummer's Night Dream. There's the donkey's head. There's Pan, and probably Tatiana, the Queen of the Fairies. Love it. And I love the quotes. It's just all the quotes that you remember. It's all the famous ones and some not so famous ones. This one is awesome. You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs be not seen, newts and blind worms do no wrong, come not near our fairy queen. If you guys haven't seen Midnight Summer's Dream, I mean, you probably have. There's some blockbuster movies made of it. It's definitely fun. There's one version I've seen that is hysterical. The character who plays, the one that turns into the donkey, Bottom. It shall be called Bottom's Dream because it hath no bottom. Bottom is hysterical. Oh my gosh, he's a funny, funny character. Shakespeare had such a sense of humor. Just slapstick physical comedy. Lots of good stuff. If I can figure out, I need to look those up because I can't remember who played Bottom. It was somebody really funny. If you know, let me know. Because I remember seeing it as a movie at one point, and I really enjoyed it. These are all from Midsummer's Night Dream. It's such a popular play, I'm not surprised it gets a lot of pages. Look at that. All these bugs are great. Weaving spiders come not here. There's a lot of spells in Midsummer's Night Dream. Here's the Comedy of Errors. Okay, the Comedy of Errors is such a comedy of errors. It has a lot of gender bending in it, a lot of misidentification, it's just so funny. Where, the audience is the only one that knows where the mistakes are being made, but none of the players do. And I love that trope. I love it when it's like, what the truth is and what but everyone on stage is making a mistake and is misunderstanding. No longer from head to foot than from hip to hip. She is spherical like a globe. I could find out countries in her. I believe he was talking about who he thought was a woman, but was actually a man. But I can't remember. I need to read that one again. That one is hysterical. Here's Macbeth. Believe it or not, this is the one Shakespeare play I've never been involved in. I've never acted in it or interpreted it or anything. I've never seen it. I know nothing about Macbeth. But look at that page. Wow. There's a lot of double page spreads, but I tell you, both of these together barely would make one regular page. So they really are fast. Here's the double, toil and trouble. Of course, that had to be in there. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Macbeth. Oh, look at the tartan. That's cool. Scottish castles. This is still Macbeth. Oh, another skull. Yeah, these are just, I would do any page in here. Here's the smell of blood still. Oof. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. I just think it's so ingenious. These two ladies are just so ingenious. Here's Antony and Cleopatra. This is another play I've never been involved in, but I believe I've seen it. I have seen it. Oh, excellent. I love long life better than figs. Look at that. It's so tiny. It looks like a tile. Oh, look at this. Oh, the Egyptian iconography. And look at that. Oh, yeah. I love this stuff. Wow. I'd love to do this double page spread here. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? They've got his sonnets in here too. So they've got a couple of his sonnets. Lots of flowers. It'd take me, I don't know. Probably will never do that one. Flowers for flowers' sake is not my idea of a good day of coloring. That's not fun. A horse, my kingdom for a horse. I'm surprised. The history plays, this is from Richard III. I actually really enjoy the history plays. I didn't think I would, but when they're done good, they're really entertaining. They're very serious. There's not much comedy in those, but more Richard III. I get them mixed up. I know there's one Richard I like better than the others, but I get them mixed up, which is which. This is King Lear. So King Lear's a great one. It is the stars. The stars above us govern our conditions. I would love to do this. It's all the constellations, isn't it? There's a sea goat. Jody, look! Capricorn. Here's the Archer. That's me, Sagittarius. It's all the astrological symbols. It's awesome. Ooh, that would be fun to make like gems. And if you guys haven't checked out Jody at J.I. Colorist, she has a whole series on coloring gems. She does the Birthstones gem every month. It's a great series. You can learn how to color. Well, she's been doing it for almost a year or so. At least a dozen gems. This is from Julius Caesar. Looks like a coin, doesn't it? And this is from Twelfth Night, which is another really good one. Comedy and fun stuff and love and mistaken identities. It's a good one. Cymbeline, I do not know. That's more of that's one that you don't see very often. But I think it's cool they included a lesser known piece of work. And All's Well That Ends Well. Isn't that a great book? I love every page in here. So I'm really excited to keep on coloring in this. And in this bundle that I got also had Escape to Wonderland. So you know this one's coming out this month because we have this hashtag, Editing Candice, put that in there. I have a picture of it to remind me of the November Mad Tea Party 2024 that's hosted by Meg's Coloring Corner, Jamie's Coloring Love, and I believe Doodle Robot are all hosting it. So I'm excited. I've already done a couple pages. Oh, I've actually done one in here and I'm almost finished with another for that hashtag. Careful, 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 careful. Okay. So this is all Alice, and it's going to have some quotes in here too. Look at that. A rabbit hole. Oh dear, I shall be too late. Down she goes. I cannot figure what she's holding. Is it supposed to be orange marmalade? What do you guys, it says O-R-A and then below it M-A. But the lettering's too big for it to be orange marmalade. I don't know what that is. I wonder what latitude or longitude I've gotten to. So I think this is a really neat picture and it would be fun to, I think these books are thoughtfully done that both pages go pretty well together. And you might be able to see, you may not be able to see, there's yellowing. This one's heavily yellowed. I don't care. I'll color it. And if I don't, I don't. I don't care about the yellowing on the edges. I mean, these books were all $5, so. There were doors all around the hall, but they were all locked. Here's something with a lot of, oh, drink me, but coming out of the bottle is like coffee and pie and a pineapple, and berries. That's all the flavors of it, maybe? Sugar cubes. Interesting. Curiouser and curiouser. There she is getting big. Another cute page with these fans. And I was looking closely at this. I believe this outline here is their shadow. I think it's the shadow. Yeah, because see here, it's only that part. So it's the shadow on the wall. So you can color that whatever you'd like. Whatever color you like to color shadows. I think that's cool. Some of these pages have a lot of shading for you and some of them don't. I have to be really careful with this book. Paris, London, Rome. I don't understand that one for Wonderland. How doth the little crocodile improve his shining tail and pour the waters of the Nile on every golden scale? That is cool. That's a cool picture. I would definitely make him a gold crocodile. Now, I speak a little French, but I'm having a hard time understanding this. This is where is, I think that's supposed to be an A. Chat? Does that mean kitten? I don't know. I don't know what this word is. And I'm not even really sure what these letters are. So, yeah, they're T's. C-H-A-T-T-E. So where is my, whatever shot is? And I don't know, but I know shot is cat. So maybe this is kitten? No. There's no kitten in here. There's a cat. As the water gets higher, a cat does appear. There's the cat. The duck and the dodo are in here. And an eaglet and several other curious creatures. This is the driest thing I know. William the Conqueror, whose cause was favored by the Pope. Yes, she had to, because she was crying so much, they told her to come up with something really dry to stop her crying, some sort of dry. So she was thinking of a very dry story. And so here it is, the story of William the Conqueror. There's the dodo. The best thing to get us dry would be a caucus race. The play with words is great, isn't it? Here's the crab. Another fun doubles page spread. So they begin running. And that's how they dried themselves off. They did a caucus race, running round and round. When they liked and left off when they liked. So that it was not easy to know when the race was over. And there's a cat. So maybe it is kitten. There's the dodo. There's a little bit of everything in here, isn't there? I don't know what that is. Giant rat, maybe? We beg your acceptance of this elegant thimble. I don't know who says that in the book. And this is definitely a repetitive page. I mean, the images that are over here, so I probably wouldn't, I'm not interested in coloring this one. But this one, this is like those Disney silhouette books. Yes, love this. The white rabbit. This would look so cool colored. And there she is, giant. She had to stoop to save her neck from being broken. Now, I warn you, this book does have the long-necked thing where she gets called a snake by the bird. And that is coming up. The pebbles, Alice noticed with some surprise that the pebbles are all turning into little cakes. Yum. I think that's great. And these look like jewels. So again, you could use what you learned from Jody's channel to color these jewels, and then you could turn them into cakes. Over here. Fun double page spread. This is one that I thought about doing. It took me a while to realize that it's not just flowers. And I think if you look, you might be able to see it. Here's the hookah smoking caterpillar is right here. And this is something with candles. I think it's a chandelier. I don't think this is a hookah. It looks like a chandelier. And then there's like a nest with eggs in it. But then if you look here, you see the cat's face. And if you look closely, his body goes way back here. Here's his tail. Oh, here's his body. See, there's his back. And then his tail goes up here. So he's all in the background there. There's his foot. And then there's some fruits and things in there. And then you come over to this side, potted plant. And you'll see, here's two owls and some more fruits and things. But right here are the diamond, spades, and hearts hanging down. So there's a lot in here. There's the clock, and then with a chain. I don't think the rabbit is in here, but it's very cool. There's a lot in here that is hiding. So you could choose to keep it camouflaged or bring it out into the open so you see the cat and you see the caterpillar. A lot of options here. It's a very cool page. There's our hookah smoking caterpillar. Who are you? This is what I'm considering doing for this month, for sure. Once I finish the one I am doing. This is my idea. Okay, in my finished October pages, there's a lot of really cool hashtags that have to do with mandalas. I don't have any mandala books because I just don't color them. I get bored. But I have like Milpomeni's nature mandalas, and it seems like every book I have has a mandala in it. So I thought what I would do for these fun mandala challenges that I want to do, like Disney or Meg's Coloring Corner has a mandala challenge where she picks a character from the Disney movie, and then you color the mandala in that character's signature colors. And Jamie from Jamie's Coloring Love, she has a monthly challenge where she picks a movie. Like this month, it's the Johnny Depp versions of Alice in Wonderland, and she has a color palette, and you can do anything in that color palette. But you know, most people do mandalas, but this I would call a mandala. This is something that I would use for that. This is close enough for me and something I'd enjoy coloring. I don't know what this is. This is probably the only page in here that I don't really know what it is, unless it's just another, you know, fun design page. Here's the long neck. Serpent, screamed the pigeon. It's pretty spooky, but kind of fun. But they made her neck look like it has scales and stuff. Almost Aboriginal. I like that. I would do the mandala challenges for these eggs. Also palette challenges. Amanda Colors has palette challenges every month. There's quite a few different colors that have palette challenges, and I like to do them. This was the only thing colored out of all these books, just this fish head, and they did such a great job. I think I'm just going to continue on with that. I love the color. The fish footman, that guy. He's funny looking. Again, things I would like to use colored palette challenges on. The queen is screaming at the king. It's funny that this king really does look like a playing card king, like he's not real, but she does look like the Queen of Hearts, screaming at him. Here we got the kitty cat. Now what you're seeing through here is bleed through, because I use a medium that bled through on the other side. So I will have to make sure I use mediums that cover that up, which I will. I've often seen a cat without a grin, thought Alice, but a grin without a cat is the most curious thing I ever saw in all my life. And I love this page. So see all this bleed through? That's bleed through from acrylic pens. I have some juicy ones. So it seems like it's always the reds, but this is what I did. So this was the color palette from the Johnny Depp Alice in Wonderland that Jamie's Coloring Lab has put out. So this goes for that hashtag and also the Mad Tea Party hashtag. So this one's finished, and it did bleed through, but the problem is that the ones that bled through were the cheaper acrylic markers that are either really juicy or I have to go over them a couple times, and it looks like it's all the reds. And then I'm using those same acrylic markers for this side, and this side isn't finished yet. So that it's going to be one crazy psychedelic double page spread. But this is fun. This is really mindless coloring. So a lot of fun. Did it bleed through on this side? No. So it must have been how I was applying it. Here, I must have learned. It's not just the red, it's also the black. I need to put multiple thin layers, not try to cover it all in one go, because that's what's causing the bleed through. So be careful. This is thick paper, but I really did a doozy on that. Just not paying any attention. I think this is overflow. Yeah, that isn't bleed through. That's, you know what that looks like? I bet what it is I had a paper underneath it like this, and I was painting off into it, and I bet I pulled it down to do over this side, and it had wet paint on it. So I've got a bit of fixing for that other page, which I will fix because I love this page. It's my other favorite page in the book. But this is a lot of fun. No bleed through here, fun page. Just lots of the tea party stuff going on here. This would be a good one for that hashtag because it actually is all symbolic stuff from the tea party. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. Then there's the hat. Alice looked all around the table, but there was nothing on it but tea. So here's teapots and stuff with all kinds of plants growing out of it. Do we have the dormouse? Do we have the dormouse? Do you see it? There's teapot tea. The plants all have tea. There's the watch. I could have sworn I saw the dormouse on here when I first looked at this page, but I don't see him now. No. Woo! You'd only have to whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. That would be fun to do with metals. It's just so crazy, but so fun. Look at the numbers. It's definitely just Alice in Wonderland. I mean, it's so crazy. Here we are. Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. How I wonder where you're at. There's a mouse. The mouse in the cup sleeping. And here's a mouse. There's a lot of mice. fun. This would be a very easy page because, you know, it's all black. Would you mind telling me, why are you painting the roses? Can you tell me? I've forgotten. Were the foot soldiers, were they painting the roses, red roses white or white roses red? Or was one painting one way, one painting it the other way? I can't remember how it was going. What colors? Because I want to do this. And look at that. Another mandala one that would be fun to do. I want to do this right, but I can't remember what color they were changing the roses to. Were they painting them white, but the queen wanted them red and they misunderstood? I've forgotten. I forgot. This one's great. Yeah, see, here they are painting it and they're both looking at each other like, oops. So was one painting one red and one painting one white? Was that how it was going? There's there's two paint brushes and the cat with the paint. Really fun. This is a fun page here. Lots of fun stuff. This book kind of reminds me of the Disney Portraits book too. Off with her head. This queen looks actually benevolent and nice. Ah, the hedgehog. Alice thought she had never seen such a curious croquet ground in her life. The balls were live hedgehogs and the mallets live flamingos. Wouldn't this be a fun couple of pages to do? Yes, yes, yes. Here they are at the croquet game. So there's the queen right there yelling at her with her flamingo flying away. Because of course they do. The hedgehogs and a crown stuck on this one's. And then she's trying to manipulate her flamingo, but it's not working out so well. And the cat's always watching and laughing. Fun, fun, fun. Really neat page. Ooh, the griffin sat up and rubbed its eyes. This is where they get the story from the griffin. I don't even know what a mock turtle is. Mock turtle soup. And here's the mock turtle, but he's got a shell that has like an aquarium in it. It's very cool. Can you see all those little things in there? They're like fishes and seaweed and anemones. It's just, I really, really love this drawing. And I'm trying to figure out, I think I do want to make it look like that's glass from an aquarium. I think. Because it does look, it's kind of like a window into an aquarium. But there's this turtle, because he's a mock turtle. The drawing master was an old conger eel. I don't remember this character at all. He's got a paintbrush for a tail. Oof, I love scenes like this. I love underwater scenes. And there's everything here. There's a ray, and there's octopus, and fish, and turtle. There's the turtle. Here's a squid. All kinds of lovely little animals. Sea snails. Grouper. Fun, fun, fun. So you have no idea what a delightful thing a lobster quadrille is. Remember the lobster quadrille, the dance? There's, again, the mock turtle being mawkish. And here is lobsters. And the griffin, who's, I think, telling the story. Cool, huh? I like coloring fish. I like underwater coloring. When you've cleared all the jellyfish out of the way, and here's all these jellyfish. Seems like a lot of books have like, you know, Joanna Basford, and a lot of books have these kind of like jellyfish going off in a diagonal. They're just made for it. Will you walk a little faster, said a whiting to a snail. There's a porpoise close behind us, and he's treading on my tail. I think this page is brilliant. Okay, because here's the porpoise, here's the snail, here's the whiting fish, here's the lobster, and they're going round and round and round. Again, this would be fun to do like a mandala, with a mandala challenge. Look at Alice in Wonderland. Her outline is all these sea things. It's like, this is kelp, and it's all these different sea creatures. And look, her face, I think that is stunning. Absolutely stunning. And it's only surpassed by this right here. Look at that. It's all the characters make the outline of Alice. All the different characters. There's the cat. So these 2 pages are just phenomenal. Yep, more cards. I think the end of this is mostly just cards because this is when she's being judged at court. White rabbit blowing his whistle, and this crazy looking white rabbit. It's crazy looking rabbit. You just can't beat hand-drawn images. Okay, I don't know what this has to do with Alice in Wonderland. It's like a whole bunch of lizards, but it looks very Aboriginal to me. So I'm going to look up Aboriginal colors and color this like in Australian Aboriginal colors because I think it's just really cool. I don't know what it has to do with Alice in Wonderland, but I don't care. It's another super busy page that I'll take like 5 colors and just do it. Mindless coloring, and I love it. Here's the court. Rule 42, all persons more than a mile high to leave the court. Remember, she was big again. And to them, she's a mile high, so she has to leave the court. Here's something on fire. Remember, it was just sort of like a big joke, this court was. I don't know, I don't remember anything about the goldfish. I don't remember what the significance of the goldfish is, but me, I love to color fish, so this is an attractive page for me. You're nothing but a pack of cards, Alice realizes. And everything goes flying when she finally realizes nothing's real. And this is just cards. And that's the end of it. I've had a curious dream. Isn't that neat? All right. So that's the second of the 3 in the trilogy. And here's Escape to Christmas Past. Don't we love the old Christmas Past, Christmas Eve, Ebenezer Scrooge. So I didn't even tell you, the covers are really neat. They've got a lot of foil on them, and they fold out, and they're just really beautiful. I think they're all 2016. This is 2015. So 2015, 2016 is when these were printed. There's his mansion, or his townhouse. Scrooge and Marley back in the day when Marley was alive. Self-contained and solitary as an oyster. Scrooge, it says. Bah humbug. All done in, it's a bunch of different things in there. Candles and stockings and food and everything. These bugs, I have no idea. They look like those candies, though. You know those red and white striped candies? Make them into candy bugs. A money tree full of pounds and pence. 1838 2, number 2. Looks like more money. This is the knocker. It looks like we're just setting the whole story up. And then a giant snowflake and another giant snowflake. This one is a slow burner. This book is. Scrooge resumed his labors with an improved opinion of himself. Look at these beautiful feather quills. There's the knocker. And a bell. Here he is by the fire. I love this scene. Fire and a candle. And here we have Marley. At this, the spirit raised a frightful cry and shook its chain. So he's basically made of chains. It's really spooky. Fun page to color, though. Another snowflake. Don't know why there's so much of that. And a tree. Doesn't make sense at this part of the story. Okay, deep red curtains ready to shut out the cold and darkness. So this is his bed with all those luscious curtains, which I actually really enjoy coloring fabric. It's fun to use shading to make it really give it like depth and a realism. They were now in the busy thoroughfares of a city. So I think he's been visited at this point. Like I said, this book is a little bit it's more difficult to understand. It doesn't, it jumps around a lot and doesn't give you some of the scenes that you would expect. And then gives you a lot of filler stuff. It's like this. It's a strange, this one isn't, I don't think is as well done. Of course, it's the earliest one. There's so much to the story they could have done, except instead of all of these snowflakes and stuff. Yeah, and then a snow globe, and then more snow. I mean, it's just like a lot of decorations, but where's the story? Here's this one would be fun to color for sure. It's got, you know, the goose and Scrooge, and don't know why there's a deer, the hat. But again, it's, you know, so far we haven't seen anything of the story. More snowflakes. Oof. Yeah, this is definitely my least favorite one because we're a quarter of the way through the book, and we haven't even seen anything of the story yet. Crackers, I think that's what you call them. Crackers? I think so. We don't really need one page of crackers, let alone two. Bunch of partridges in the pear trees. See, we still don't have anything of the story. That would be really fun to play with lighting effects on this, though. Here we go, the Ghost of Christmas Present. We finally got it. But we've had nothing of, you know, his worker, of, you know, we just haven't had anything of the story. And we went straight to the Ghost of Christmas Present. And then he likes his food. More partridges or quail or something. More birds. Lanterns. So it's pretty boring so far. Don't get this at all. I have no idea why this is here. Everything was good to eat and in its Christmas dress. So another big plate of food. I'm not one for coloring food. Maybe someday, but right now I don't. I just sort of phone it in and just do it. I'm not really crazy about it. This one, the kittens and the stockings, is kind of fun. The kittens all look like the crazy cat from Alice in Wonderland, though. A pigeon on a rooftop. I kind of like this. I kind of like this double page. I think this one would be fun to do. Bakery shop and carolers. Still not much of the story. We're halfway through the book. Jello. I say Jello. It says candied fruits. By now I'm totally bored and moving on to another book because I would never do most of these pages. A wallpaper page. Heavens to Betsy, I have no idea. Goose. More lanterns. So I guess it really isn't the story. It's just a Victorian London Christmas. Alas for Tiny Tim, he bore a little crutch. Somehow we made it to Tiny Tim's house. And there's like a mandala. And then some wallpaper of some holly and some mistletoe. And some ribbon and a pudding, a figgy pudding. I just think there's a lot of missed opportunities here. It's such a great story. Now here they are finally flying through the air, and the ghost sped on above the black and heaving sea. Now this is cool. They're flying above, you know, you could make that lantern light, really cool. And for some reason there's a ship. And then what? Poinsettias. I don't get it. I don't get it. A bird, like a chickadee-dee-dee. In a tree. Ghost of the future. Okay. What happened to Ghost of the past? Here's the one of the future that he fears the most. This is a very cool page. But we lost the Ghost of the past. That one didn't even make an appearance. And they go to his grave and see his grave. That's pretty cool. So we get into some cool pages. Oh, but no, we're not gonna continue in that vein. Bills. Stars. It's kind of pretty. Ornaments. I like coloring ornaments. Presents. It's Christmas Day. Something to fill up the book. More filler. Yeah, I don't get this book. It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I have come to dinner. Where? We've yet to see you walk into a house anywhere. And a Merry Christmas to you. So this is a rather boring book in my opinion. In my opinion, this one, I mean, there's a couple pages I'll do out of it, but I'm not gonna probably handle that one too much. But then in the bundle, what happened, and I guess this is just, it's Christmas past, so it's not the whole Christmas Carol story. But with the bundle came this one. Now, this one is a Christmas story, a Christmas Carol, not a Christmas story, a Christmas Carol. And this is Charles Dickens. Now, the artist in this is, I knew it at one point. Is this just Shutterstock? It says the cover illustration is Kate Ware and Vladimir Alexic. Oh, Vladimir Alexic. Oh, yeah.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, Alexa, stop. That's his cover illustration. Oh, because the cover illustration is copyrighted by them. So it's Vladimir and Kate are the two artists. So they must not have copyrights to what's inside the book. They only have copyright to this. Yeah. And I thought this one was kind of neat. So we have a Christmas Carol. This is a much bigger book. This is quite a big book. So we'll just open it up a bit. Yeah. Cover art and interior illustrations, copyright 2016 by Vladimir Alexic and Kate Ware. Yeah. That's great. I was hoping I didn't buy a Shutterstock book because I'm not crazy about that. I just find them boring. So we have a giant scene. Wow. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. I love that. And see, this has the whole story. Here's the coins. There's a picture of Marley who died, a grumpy man. And there's Scrooge. Here we're seeing the story. I love this spread. This is Scrooge sitting here counting his money. And poor clerk over here, Bob Cratchit, he is freezing cold. And there's one little tiny piece of coal in the fireplace. Yeah, this is cool. Snowing outside. Really cool spreads. This is the other thing that was colored, which I think is gorgeous. I think there's a couple of things colored in this book, but I think that's beautiful. She worked hard on that. Look at the way she got the shine. This is all colored pencil. Look at the shine she got on these. Look at that. The way she colored those needles, she made them shine. Very cool. Merry Christmas, Uncle, and God save you, Boss, said Scrooge. I would color these in the same colors that she chose over here. Be really neat. What do we have here? Figgy pudding. And some food. There's a lot of food in this one. There's the nephew. And Scrooge says, why did you get married? Because I fell in love. Because you fell in love, growled Scrooge, as if that were the only thing in the world more ridiculous than a Merry Christmas. I love it. Are there no prisons? Yeah. There's the London prison. Right there. I think that gate's cool. It'd be fun to color that one realistically. Look at all this food. This is the brightness of the shops. And he's not interested. Look at all that food. Now, see, I'm not a food colorist, but this is kind of fun, although those are dead rabbits. Ooh. Well, people eat rabbits. Yeah, I don't know if I'll color that then. Here's the door knocker. First it's a knocker, then it's Marley! This paper is super thick. This is similar to the Dracula book, to the Edgar Allan Poe book. Same paper. I think it's the same publishers. I think that's exactly what it said in the back, wasn't it? Yeah. This is the Coloring Classics series. Dracula, Pride and Prejudice, Romeo and Juliet, Wuthering Heights. They also do Edgar Allan Poe. Look at that, a candle, and look, there's Marley's ghost. Okay, that's freaky. Marley's ghost is always freaky. And he's always in chains. I think that's cool. Whoa! Here we go. Here comes the ghost of Christmas present. You are nothing. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. How'd you like those mixed up English accents? Oh, no, he's not talking to the ghost of Christmas present. He's still talking to Marley. Because Marley is saying, I wear the chain I forged in life. Yeah. And he's telling him, you will be haunted. Look at all those chains. And Scrooge doesn't believe. It's 1 o'clock. He doesn't think anything's happening, but booyah, here comes the spirit. I am the ghost of Christmas past. See, I thought Christmas past came first. So in the other book, we just missed Christmas past. And here is Scrooge as a boy. Isn't that sad? All the other boys are playing, and he's in with his papers. Nobody likes him. Aww, he cried. Solitary child neglected by his friends. With an abacus. Do you guys remember abacus? When I was young, I was fascinated with them, and I learned how to count on one and to use it like a calculator. They were popular toys for kids in the 70s. And then, where is he? Yeah, he's still in the past, I believe. Talks about dances and food there was to eat. Here's a big old giant plate. It's 2 double-spade spread of food. And then he sees him as an older man when he started getting really greedy about money. And here's the money tree that I actually would get into. This would be fun. Doodles, look at this. It's a tree with money bags in it. It's a fun tree. This would be fun to color. And that, remember his girlfriend who married someone else because she left him because all he cared about was money? Belle was her name. There's Belle. Isn't that a beautiful page? The trees, it's so lightly done with the snow, and then Belle's beautiful dress and her expression on her face is just so intense. Yeah, I definitely want to do this one. I think I want to do it with pencils, though. Did I say that? Oh my gosh. And here's the rose is dropped and forgotten, and the ring is left behind. Belle leaves him. You are changed, she says. You are another man, and I release you. And then he's begging the spirit to show him no more. Look at this spirit. Just a child. That is such a well done page. Oh, this one, so cool. So cool. And now he's back in his room. But every part of his room was covered in living plants. So here comes the Christmas present. The ghost of Christmas present. And look at this great coloring that she started on this page. I mean, everything looks real. She did a very realistic color. This would have taken forever. So I definitely want to bring those colors over here. The ghost of Christmas present with all the food. That's a great picture. And he shows them what's happening at Tiny Tim's house. They have a little tiny, tiny bird for all these chillins. And there's Tiny Tim. God bless us, everyone. Oh, but then he asks the ghost, well, is Tiny Tim going to be okay? Nope. He sees an empty chair. In memoriam with lilies. Isn't this a great book? I like this one. Then he sees his nephew. And his nephew Fred. And this is Fred talking. I'm so sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Isn't that neat? Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself, always. That's what we have to remember. When someone says something mean or does something terrible to another person, who suffers? He suffers the most. He will. That is true. Here comes the ghost of future. The boy is ignorance, the girl is want. Remember when the ghost opens up his cloak and you see these starving children inside of him? Beware them both and all of their degree, but most of all beware the boy. So the boy is ignorance. For on his brow I see that written which is doom unless the writing can be erased. He says, have they no refuge or resource? Cried Scrooge. Are they no prisons? Said the spirit. Want, ignorance, and doom. Yep, he says ignorance is even worse than want. And there is the ghost of the future. He's the scariest one. The bell struck 12. Here comes the ghost. Ooh, ghost of the future, I fear you the most. He's standing on clocks. That's a cool page. Very cool double page spread. Look at his face. Gosh, these two can really draw faces. It's just so full of expression, fear and regret. Lead on, said Scrooge, lead on. So I looked and looked on this page and could not see them flying, but they're going over the city. It's a neat page. And here he sees his grave. Ebenezer Scrooge. Yeah. With the ravens. I love it. Yeah, this book does such a great job with the story. And here's all the ghosts. There's the past, the present, and the future. And this is where he said, I will not shut out the lessons that they teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. He's begging to not die like that alone and in a graveyard. And he holded up his hands in prayers and he's pleading and woo, all the stuff swirls around and it's crazy. And then he wakes up alive. And that's a happy dance. That's Scroogey doing a happy dance. Woohoo! In his pajamas. With the quills all around him. He doesn't care about that anymore. I'm as light as a feather. Oh, they're feathers. I'm as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year. Scrooge is happy. So then he has to get the goose, right? So he runs to the window. And there's no fog. It's a bright, beautiful, snowy day. Isn't that gorgeous? That is a neat page. It'd be fun to put like lights in the windows. And, you know, here you have this gorgeous church. Oh, glorious sunlight. He's a changed man. What's today? He said. Today, why, it's Christmas Day. And then he sends him to the poultiers to go get the finest goose he can get. Send it to Bob Cratchit. I love it. These oranges will be really fun to color. Bless my soul, cried Fred. Who is that? So he sends the goose to the Cratchits, but he doesn't go to their house for dinner. He goes to his nephew's house for dinner, and his nephew is shocked. And they're sitting around with presents, stockings. I know it's a wallpaper page, but it's really cute. Stockings filled with nuts. Merry Christmas, Bob, said Scrooge, and everybody fell over backwards. You know that's what happened. Bring out a figgy pudding. I don't know what a figgy pudding is. So if you guys know what a figgy pudding is, any of my British friends know what a figgy pudding is? Scrooge was better than his words. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. God bless us, everyone. And here he is. This is such a great picture. Okay, I'm going to zoom in for this just a little bit. Look at Tiny Tim sitting on Scrooge's lap. Scrooge is actually smiling, and everybody's happy around the fire. It's just, they've all got toys, and so it's just such a sweet page. I definitely want to color this one. And then in here, this is really cool. It talks about, in a Victorian Christmas, what was popular. It talks about what the food. Turkey was the bird of choice, but before turkey was beef and goose. Turkey became in the 19th century, but before that was beef and goose. And Queen Victoria and her family roasted swans. Yikes. Mulled wine was and still is a popular hot Christmas drink. Mulled wine is delicious if you've never had it, by the way. Talks about carols. Talks about gifts were modest, including candy, fruit, and nuts. At the time, fresh fruit was expensive and hard to find. So an orange at the bottom of a Christmas stocking would have been a rare treat. Oh, that's where that comes from. My mom always puts an orange in the bottom of the stocking. I always thought it was just to keep it hanging pretty. I didn't know it was, historical. Decorations were like holly and ivy. There was a kissing bough, a whole bough, which was a hoop of evergreen boughs decorated with apples, pears, ribbons, and candles with a sprig of mistletoe. And kissing under the mistletoe was popular. After each kiss, a white mistletoe berry was removed. And then once they were all gone, there were no more kisses. Oh, ooh, I didn't know that. Christmas trees started with Queen Victoria. Well, in the cities. There were always Yuletide trees and solstice trees before that. But yeah, Queen Victoria, the Illustrated London News published a drawing of Queen Victoria and her family around a decorated Christmas tree. And so then everybody copied that in her home. So before that, white folks were not bringing trees in their home for Christmas. So Queen Victoria started that. And Christmas cards, the first one was in 1843. He sold 2,000 cards in his first year. And then they went to America in 1875. How about that? Interesting stuff. What a fun book this is, right? What a fun book. Love this. Okay. Now, you sat with me through that haul. That was a little purchase I made off of eBay and had a blast. I'm really happy I got all of them, even though I don't like that one Good Wives and Warrior one. There are a few pages in it I like, and I'll color it, or maybe I'll donate it. But I did get a couple of Happy Mails. So one was this. This is, if you guys watched the video where I entered all my Kirby books into my inventory journal, I knew there was one I was missing. And when I met sweet Sarah Simi for dinner the other night, when she was driving through my state, she handed me this and said, "This is the one you were missing." So I was like, that's right, it was Geomorphia. So I have since, I've also gotten a message on that video saying that Geomorphia and Phantomorphia were one book, but they were split apart to make them single-sided, and that there is a British version of both of them together, and that is Wondermorphia, of which I think I have Wondermorphia. I don't know. I'm confused about the Morpheus, but I love it that these are one-sided. I love this one. Look, it's got a little wizard flying on a crystal. I mean, I would do every page in here. This one was calling to me really heavily this month. So Geomorphia is something, it's my last one that I haven't worked out of, since I'm working out of Anamorphia. Am I thinking correctly? Yes, I'm working on an Anamorphia this month. So this will be the last Kirby book that I haven't worked out of. So I need to, I love this one. I've always loved this one. It might be this one that I do. I need to do one of these in December. I've seen this done so many awesome ways. Look at that. It's a tornado with horses. Whew. I've never really seen these. I've never seen this page. A waterfall and the hot air balloons. What is the theme for Geomorphia? It is creatures and landscapes that morph together. Okay. Because each one of his books has a theme. This is just remarkably amazing. Yeah, every single one of these I would do. Every single one. Oh, yes. Look at all those little seahorses. Some of them are teeny tiny. My gosh, Kirby. Oh, wow. Now, this has hidden objects in it, but they're not very easy to see. So it would be pretty easy, and they kind of relate. So they're not obnoxious at all. I love the bowls coming out of this. Oh, wow. I really, really love this one. I really, really, really love it. There's a mouse riding on the fish head. Oh, neat. Now that's cool. It's a thing on top of a shelled thing, but it's actually really cool. I love the guy flying a kite. He must live in that hut on top of the slow-moving snail. Looks like it's in the Philippines. Oh, this one's cool. It's got the, the levels of history and archaeology and the different, and it's, kind of realistic. It's pretty cool. Whoa, I have seen this one done, and it's stunning when it's done. Oh my gosh, it's a whirlpool full of jellyfish. It would just be, oh my goodness. Wow. That's neat. See, it looks like a lot of mountains and stuff, but if you take Tim Holtz watercolor pencils to this, and it's done in 5-10 minutes. I mean, it's easy. You can do the shading. Oh, yeah. This one always kind of creeped me out. Something to do with those horns being so big, and I don't know. Giraffe horns kind of creep me out. And then here's all the things it wants you to find, but they're really hidden pretty well, so I don't think that... This is cool. So this is... Sarah handed me this, and she's like, you were missing this. You were missing this. Like, thank you. Is my collection now complete except for compilations? Which I guess there is a couple compilations people are suggesting to me because they've taken pages that were separate in other books and put them together, and they actually is a little bit different. So I might research the compilations more. She did give me a second book, but I'm going to save that for... I have more books to show you, and I'm going to split this into a couple videos. So Sarah gave me 2 gifts that night, and I've already colored in the other one too. But I also had one more, and I've been dying to get into this. This is one more Happy Meal, and it's to Sister Minh Bao. And I mean, I cut it open, but I have not looked. I don't know what it is. It's the strangest shape. So it's not a book. And it doesn't rattle really, so I don't know what it is. So let's look. I've been waiting to do this video to see, and I just cut it open. So I know I'm looking for a note. There it is, a note, because it could just be supplements. Maybe it's something I ordered, but it's to Sister Minh Bao, so I don't think so. Dear Candice, I've enjoyed so many hours in your company listening to your evening chats from the cabin in the woods. You are a loving light in this world. Oh, I hope this deck brings you some artistic inspiration from Joanne. Joanne? Do I know you? I don't know a Joanne. Do I just not know your first name and I only know your Instagram name? Oh, this is the kindest thing to say. Oh, sweetie, I keep all of these. That is, that's the kindest words. Thank you. Thank you so much. And what do you mean by deck? What's in here? Oh, it's a tarot deck, but it's a yokai Japanese folklore tarot deck. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are getting into this. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. There we go. I do have a better tool, but I just can't be bothered. Oh. 78 cards with book. Oh my gosh. I've never seen this. my gosh, look at it. It's a yokai. Marga Biazzi and Paolo Bertazzo. Oh, the best decks are Italian. Yeah, this is an Italian deck. Oh, look at that. Isn't she beautiful? Whoa, the deck of Japanese folklore. Oh my gosh, this will go with my yokai coloring book. Oh, this is a neat box. Look at this box. Is that not neat? And more yokai. Wow. And then the box just goes together like that. Oh, that is cool. It's very sturdy. Oh my gosh. I love it when decks come with a book because the meanings slightly change from deck to deck. Okay, this is in English, Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese. It's got an introduction. Tells you how to use like a card a day in different spreads. And then their definitions of all the cards. Perfect. Oh, it smells really good. I don't know. You guys, it smells really good. Like print. Oh, it smells. I just smelled it for a second. It smells really good. It smells like really good ink, maybe. Almost like paper and ink. Oh, I love it. I'm a weirdo. But smell is so important to me when the coloring supplies. I got a set of used Prismas, and they stink so bad I can't hardly use them. I don't know what it is. Oh, these smell delicious. It must be whatever, they're very sturdy. It must be whatever fiber they're made out of. They smell good. Look at the backs. Cool. Okay, let's look at these. Oh, wow, I'm so excited. Oh, so it starts off, okay, would it be better if I turned off the light? Yeah. So it starts off with the Fool. Does it say what yokai they are? It might in the book. So let's look at the book. Let's see, for example, the Fool. The Kappa. Yep, it says what they are. It does. And Kappa, he's in my yokai book. So here is an image of him, and that's, that he looks a lot like that in my yokai book, and that's kind of exactly how I was going to color him. In fact, I have my yokai book. Let me grab it. It's right, I think it's being flattened out because I colored in it last night. Here it is. I'm working on a page in it. Here's a yokai book. I should just keep that light off from now on. And Kappa is in here, and he's towards the front. There he is right there. He's the one holding the very large phallic melon. But that's him. And here he is here. Kappa! How cool is that? He's the Fool, which makes sense because, it says they're keenly intelligent creatures, one of the few yokai to be able to speak human languages. They're the river child. They're largely aquatic with the beaks and shells of turtles. That is cool. I probably have a lot of these in here. Okay, here's the Magician. Oh, he is really neat. He's the Bake Danuki. I don't have him. He's a raccoon. One of the most iconic yokais, a raccoon. Very cool. The High Priestess. She is a Yuki Onna, the Snow Woman. Oh, wow, she's beautiful. Oh my gosh, these are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. The Empress. Wow, I won't read all of these because you'll be here forever, but the Empress is the Kaguya Hime, the Princess Kaguya, the girl from the moon, who was discovered by a bamboo cutter inside a shining stalk. It's one of the oldest of Japanese folklore. Oh, I'm going to learn about Japanese folklore from these. Is that not stunning? They're just, look at that, the Emperor. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So I'll just flip through some of these so you can see the artwork is amazing. I am going to have, and the cards themselves are really, they're like cardboard and they smell really good. Oh, the lovers. I can't wait to learn more about all these cards. The Chariot, yep. I mean, on my color, this is another nudge. Okay, I'm letting you know. The Justice, the next card that we're doing is Justice in my color. If you don't know, I have a series called #Color the Tarot, and it starts at the Fool. And so far it goes, it's going through the major arcana, and we're all the way up to the Justice card, so we've done all of these that you've seen so far. Here's the Wheel. The Wheel was the last one in the series that I finished. Those are really cool little creatures. And then here's Justice. Now we're at Justice now. So this is, I want to let you know it's being created. That video is being created, so it should be released soon. And so I will get back on track, because I was doing one a month, and I like that pace, because they are very, very labor intensive. Those videos are. The Hanged one is the Spider Lady. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But these are definitely going to become part of that series, Joanne. These are phenomenal. And definitely, I'm going to bring these out for that series every month, so we can see what yokai it is. There's the Devil. Oh my gosh. The Tower. This card usually means major change in your life. These guys have incredibly long limbs. The Star. Is that a tapir? Wow. The Moon. Of course, Shangyi the Rabbit. Of course, you gotta have the Moon. The Sun. Oh, these are gorgeous. These are simply gorgeous. Joanne, I am going to spend many, many hours looking at this beautiful artwork, touching and feeling these amazing cards. I mean, they're so thick. And just the color, the muted colors of them, absolutely stunning. Ace of Cups, look at that. Look at that creature. Oh, these are fun. And it's the full deck. Wow, they feel good in the hand. They smell so good. And this book tells me what the yokai is, and also gives some, actually most of the story is about the yokai itself. And, like, for example, the High Priestess, who is the Snow Woman, it gives her story, and it says she is said to appear during heavy snowstorms, preying on lost wanderers. She often leaves the traveler frozen in the snow. However, some instances have been recorded of her helping men with information on how to get out of the blizzard. The ways in which the Yuki-onna dispenses her wisdom are ambiguous and cryptic, which is so good for the High Priestess, because she is a conduit of wisdom. But sometimes it's coming from deep within yourself, and it's hard to decipher it. So what this artist has done is taken the meaning of the card and found a yokai that matches it, and then explaining why that yokai fits that card. Oh my gosh, that is brilliant. I was thinking it was just they were picking, yokai, just picking them for their looks and putting them on the cards. But no, they're actually looking at the meanings behind the personalities of this yokai, and there's something about the personality of this yokai that fits the meaning of the card. That is superb. Oh, wow. There's layers and layers of meanings to this cards. Oh, Joanne, this is so incredibly thoughtful. I had no idea this existed on the planet. This is fantastic. Ever since I got this book, I have been obsessed with learning more about these crazy creatures. And right now, I'll show you what I'm doing in this one. I'm doing the Itsumade, the one that heralds war and such. And I've done all the Kuretake Gansai granulating watercolors that I love so much in the red and the blue, alternating, and then down here for the land is the orange one. So this dried over last night so that I can now work on the Itsumade itself. I thought that was his belly, but it's actually part of the cloud, so I need to paint that tonight. Then tomorrow I could work on the body of the Itsumade. But Yeah, I love, love, love this book. And now I can learn even more in-depth information about the characters, because I bet all the ones in here are in here, because these are 60 and these are going to be, you know, 100 and something. So, I am overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed with all of the gifts. And I even have one I haven't shown you yet from Sarah that I will show you on the next video when I show you some more books that I recently purchased. And I am really overwhelmed. These gifts are just, whoo, they're so thoughtful. For Sarah to get me a book that the one I was missing, that I couldn't remember which one it was. I didn't even know. And she brought it to me, physically handed it to me in the parking lot of a pub. And then for someone I've never met, can't picture who it is, to send me something as thoughtful as this, showing that they watch my videos and they know what I'm into. And I can use this in several videos. I can use this when I show this book. I can use this in my Color of the Tarot series. I'm just blown away with your thoughtfulness and, yeah, your open-heartedness and just how generous all of you folks are. So thank you for watching this little video of mine. I feel really, really happy right now, and my heart feels really, really full. So I am going to use that to color something fun. Maybe work on my opus for November, my big project for November, which is the chickens. So I'm making a white chicken and a black chicken, and I had to think a long time about what mediums to use, and I decided, well, white acrylic's the only thing that can really look white. So I put one coating on, and you know what? I think that whitens it enough that now if I use white acrylic and just let some of that little bit of gray show through, I think I can make this look like a white chicken. I'm really excited. And then my black chicken is just black acrylic so far. And so that was just sort of an experiment last night, and it's dried, and I'm going to continue on with it. So there's my progress so far with my chickens. And this is going to be Lollipop, my white rooster, and this will be Poppy, my black rooster. Actually, it's not Poppy, it's Elvis, Lollipop's boyfriend. That's right. It's Lollipop and Elvis, because Lollipop adores Elvis. So, yeah, I'm very excited. So, thank you. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.